What's up guys, Lewi here. We always do a lot of goal setting around this time of year, but one thing that I've done with my group and my team is anti-goals, and the process of how to set anti-goals to take things away instead of adding things on. Now, we talked a little bit about this in the video about adding one and taking one out. But really, it kind of struck me again because I read a book by Mike Michalowicz, who wrote Profit First, who we've done this video on right here. And this book is called The Pumpkin Plan. Really, really great book to read. And it's all about this kind of concept. And one of the quotes stood out to me that I was kind of thinking about the other day inside of this mindset of anti-goals. So I'm going to read the quote out. It says, "If I want to dwarf my competition, I would have to cut the clients who were actually holding me back. I would have to cut the aspects of my business that weren't serving growth, and I would have to find unparalleled ways to serve the best clients." And it hit me like, yeah, dude, it's spot on. That three-part thing, cutting out clients who are just the worst and are taking up all of your time, cutting out things that are not serving your business, and then adding on value to the existing clients who actually fill your business and get that ROI for you. So I want to give you a few real life examples of this. Last year this kind of happened to me, so it really helped me to guide me forward into this year. We're talking about getting rid of clients who suck up your time. So I had two clients from California, a couple who were moving here. And at first it was like, okay, they're cool, they're California, like they have a pretty high budget, and it was like, okay, we'll spend some time with them. And we found in the process, Mackenzie and I must have found at least 6 homes for them that were perfect, fit every description, was in their price bracket, actually below their budget, and we, submitted offers on them, and got the houses. Like, I think we did that 4 times with them, and every single time they terminated, either within the first week of being under contract or at inspection, and it was like, oh, there's just, the tile here just doesn't look right, and they would, terminate over complete bullshit that didn't make, and it was just like, it was just one of those ones where we've done that in the past, and in the past, back in the day, like I would just keep on rolling with the punches and going through it, and a lot of people's mentality at that point is like, well, we have to keep on serving the client and serving the client and serving the client, and I just don't agree with that. So we ended up firing them, and it was honestly one of the most weightlifting choices that we made for the whole year. Both of us, Mackenzie and I, were both like, man, that was the best thing we ever did. Straight after we did it, we cut ties with them, and right after we did it, we were like, oh, that was the best thing ever. Because what happened was it freed us up from the weight of their incessant just childish behavior, and let us focus on to the clients who we were working with, who we loved, and who wanted us to help them get a house, and who had everything dialed in the right way, and we're trying to do things properly. So it's really a big process. It's not easy to do it for the first time. We've done it before, and honestly, Mackenzie's very good at doing this. I'm not great at doing it because I'm a bit of a people pleaser, but actually figuring out how to do that, and how to have that conversation, how to let someone go, oh my gosh, it's the best thing ever. So maybe you need to hear that today. If you have a client or clients who are just draining you, and every day, every time you see a text message pop up from them, you're like, that's a good sign that you have to cut that client out and focus on the ones that actually bring you value and bring you joy into your life. The next thing I did last year was really this second quote here, cutting the aspects of my business that were not serving me, right? And this isn't so much even like a return on investment income financially wise, just like what parts of your business are just not where you want to be. It's not what you want to be doing. The whole part of being a business owner is running a business the way you want to do it. Now, of course, it takes hard work, dedication, sometimes things you don't want to do. But if there's an overarching theme of oh, I just hate this, I hate what I'm doing right now, you have to cut that out. Because when you can focus on the things that you love doing, you're passionate about, that's when your business grows. So for me, it was a relationship I had with a certain individual in the industry. I'll keep it probably to that. We had done some business together, but everyone was telling me this person is no good. this person did this, did that, the way they talked to me. I had clients who were saying, hey, the way that, they acted in this certain situation, just wasn't right. And I was like, and it was a tough one. It was a really tough one because we were doing quite a lot of business together. So the financial impact of cutting that tie was definitely going to be felt. But I had to lean into like my gut, my lighthouse that tells you where you need to be going. And I cut ties with that person. And honestly, almost immediately after I did it, I was like, oh, that was the best thing I could have done, 100%. And turns out it absolutely was, because new relationships start to come in and flourish because you have room for that now. And my business has overtaken what it was. So it's a vital decision, so you need to look at this in your industry partners. Let's look at that, okay? Let's look at like titles, reps. Let's look at lenders, anyone like that, teams that you're part of. Are they really serving you, or is there another purpose there? Are they saying one thing and doing another? Are they treating your clients the way you wouldn't want them to be treated? It's things like that you have to look at, I think, for this part of what he's talking about in this book. And then the last part of this quote, find unparalleled ways to serve my best clients. And keep in mind what he says there. It's not to serve my clients, it's to serve my best clients. Because again, going back to number one, we're taking out those clients and leads that are just causing us so much grief and agony, just cutting them out and focusing on our best clients. So how in this year can we up our service levels for our clients? For me, it's to bring in a lot more automation into the front end of my business. So, as you get busier and busier in the industry, if you're newer, you'll find that your time starts to really, condense on you. If you don't build your calendar, someone else will build it for you. If you want some help in that aspect, check out this video right here. I talk about time management and how I approach that part of my business. It's really thinking, okay, how can I up my service level? So for me, like I said, automation was a big thing that I brought in terms of like my website, my client intake piece of it, so that, I didn't have to keep on asking questions. I did notice last year that with listings especially, I'm just a space cadet, and if I don't have all the details in front of me, I can't remember them. So what I did was build automated forms for sellers and buyers where everything was dialed in. The client journey piece of things from the get-go was dialed in from the start, and now it's straight from my website. If I get a lead who goes into my website, they don't just click on there and click around and maybe reach out to me. They're taken into like a system, like a funnel, and they'll be taken right through a whole client onboarding process before I even talk to them live. So when I end up talking to them and meeting with them for the first time, they know who me and Mackenzie are. They know what we do. We know what we're all about. They know this level of service that we provide. So the barriers are down, and there's no stranger conflict going on. So it's really, really cool. And because of that, we've been able to kind of bring our service level up for our clients, which has really been awesome. And we're starting to see a really big return on investment with that one. So definitely think about, what could you improve upon on your business with your systems or your processes. Maybe it's your time management, maybe it's your productivity, maybe it's the amount of service and time you put into your clients. So really start to think about what that looks like. Instead of like continually adding on new things to your business, really think about those anti-goals. What can I take out? What can I take away, get rid of that makes room for other things that I can build on? Or if something's going really well, what can I do to just add on to that and make it an even stronger process instead of like putting all these different things inside of your business. So I hope that makes sense. The biggest thing for me, honestly, with this passage is the cutting out part. And there was a book I read called The No Asshole Rule, and it's really, really great. You should check it out. So it's a big rule of thumb for me now, moving forward in 2023. No assholes. If you're an asshole, you're going to get fired, and that's it. I don't care. I don't care where your budget is. I don't care how much time you've put into this already. If you're treating people, especially myself, my wife, or anyone on the team, like I don't want you to treat them, then I'm going to fire you as a client, and I'll move on to the people who I actually care about and are doing things the right way. So I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you get some clarity moving forward in this new year in what you're doing. If you haven't read that book that I'm quoting from, again, it's The Pumpkin Plan by Mike Michalowicz. I don't know. He's great. He did Profit First. This one is, I think, was before that, the Pumpkin Plan. Really, really great book to take stock and give it a read. So highly recommend it. Okay, guys, that's it from me this week. I hope you're good. Have a good one.